Zara Nyong first blinked at the world on September 10, 1994, inside a mud brick clinic near Lodwar in northern Kenya. Morning sun spilled across the Turkana savanna, lighting thorn trees like miniature fireworks. Her mother, a traveling bead weaver, sang lullabies in Swahili and Turkana, while her father, a solar-powered radio technician, tuned into shortwave stations from Europe, determined that his daughter's ears grow wide enough to catch every story the sky could throw. In the Nyong household, curves were praised as proof of good harvest and good humor. So, toddler Zara toddled through dust in patchwork skirts that hugged her soft frame without apology. Primary school tested that early pride. Some classmates called her two-sun shadow, claiming she blocked more light than one child should. Zara borrowed a needle and jerry-rigged loom from her mother, then stitched reflective bottle caps onto her uniform pockets. During assembly, she twirled under the equatorial glare, scattering glitter onto the courtyard stones. One visiting missionary filmed the spectacle and uploaded it to early Facebook. By the next dawn, 12,000 strangers had tapped out virtual applause for the girl who turned ridicule into radiance. Zara tasted remote encouragement and began believing local scorn could never touch distant starlight. Teenage years came wrapped in drought and improvisation. With shops stocking only straight-cut dresses that stalled at her hips, Zara bartered goat's milk soap for military surplus parachute silk and learned pleating from a retired tailor who once sewed uniforms for peacekeepers. She opened an Instagram diary called Savannah Stardust, posting sunset self-portraits shot on her father's battered Nikon. Captions hopped between poetic Swahili riddles and blunt English confessions. Lines such as, "The land may crack, my spirit never." By the age of 17, she had gathered 36,000 followers, many from cities she had never seen, each cheering her unfiltered belly laughs and silk spinning in desert wind. University scholarships ferried Zara south to Nairobi, where she studied digital media strategy by day and served goat stew in a 24-hour canteen by night. Kitchen breaks doubled as backstage studios. She filmed 60-second transformations, flipping staff aprons into halter tops with bulldog clips. One reel showed her salsa, twirling in house slippers while hemming a satin skirt with candle wax. 48 hours later, the clip climbed past 680,000 views. East African Vogue published a web feature titled "Savannah Star Takes the Night Shift," and local fashion labels hurried to her direct messages. Zara refused endorsement deals until they mirrored her insistence on inclusive sizing. The first to pass the test arrived in early 2020, when British brand River Island invited her to front its Sunland Curve launch. She negotiated 3 points, sizes up to 50, campaign crew hired from Kenyan production houses, and payment of local seamstresses at London day rates. The shoot lit social feeds at sunrise, and the Plus range sold out in 2 days across 9 countries. Savannah Stardust crossed the 500,000 follower mark. Zara thanked her supporters with a live stream from a corrugated rooftop, rain hammering overhead while she sipped milky chai, and spoke of purpose outgrowing fear. Fame lured rumors the way acacia nectar lures bees. A gossip blog claimed Zara secretly starved between posts. She countered with a one-take kitchen video, arm deep in a pot of simmering ugali, singing Tupac lyrics, cheek round with laughter. She raised a spoon, tasted, and stated, "Joy is my seasoning." The video hit 8 million views and sparked the hashtag #FullPlateFierce. Thousands shared unretouched photos of food balanced on curvy laps, turning suspicion into celebration. Momentum gathered. Zara funneled canteen wages and campaign checks into Neota Glow, a body water whipped from shea, baobab oil, and mica dust the color of dawn. She mixed the first 12,000 tins in a borrowed bakery after closing time, sealing each with a hand-typed label that read, "Feed your shine before your doubt." All tins sold in 1 hour, generating $120,000. 20% funded Shamba Stitches, a program that gifts treadle sewing machines and solar lamps to rural girls above size 12. Within 12 months, 35 apprentices had launched market stalls selling coil-belted dresses named after stars. Nairobi Fashion Week in late 2020 delivered the anecdote etched into East African couture lore. Minutes before she walked for designer Adele Dejac, Zara's beaded bodice snapped under the weight of glass seed beads. Panic rippled backstage. She borrowed bicycle tire tubing from a messenger, cut it into chunky straps, and wove it through the beadwork. The industrial tribal hybrid drew gasps when she stepped onto the catwalk. Photographers clicked like cicadas. The designer later released a limited Nyong harness line crediting Zara's rescue. Savannah Stardust gathered another 1 million admirers before sunrise. Trouble resurfaced when a former assistant leaked partial emails alleging Zara demanded helicopter transfers to every shoot. She released the full chains, showing her true rider, pickup trucks, boiled eggs, and a line item requesting translators for deaf crew. She then donated that month's affiliate earnings, just over $110,000, to the Turkana Basin Water Well Trust. Fans echoed her desert mantra, "Receipts outshine mirages," and the assistant's claims evaporated. By mid-2022, Savannah Stardust glimmered with 5 million Instagram followers, 2 million on TikTok, and 1 million on YouTube. Engagement hovered near 10%, tickling algorithm analysts. Cartier approached for a Sahara Dusk watch campaign. Zara accepted only if the brand funded scholarships for African women studying astronomy. They agreed. The resulting film, Zara trekking over dunes in rose gold sandals, became Cartier's most saved reel of that year. Family remains her anchoring drumbeat. Each new moon, she streams tuk-tuk tastes, wandering Nairobi night markets with her mother, while reviewing street chapati and teaching viewers to gauge love by spice warmth. One episode reached 9 million views when a goat kid escaped a roadside pen and tried to nibble Zara's glowing ankles. A dairy co-op now sponsors the show, donating fresh milk to refugee schools for every 1,000 likes. Nyota Glow revenue surpassed $9 million last year. Scaling meant converting an abandoned Cecil factory into a Fairway workshop staffed by formerly unemployed mothers and returning wildlife rangers during off-season months. Each tin still bears the hand-typed label, now crafted on vintage typewriters salvaged from Nairobi flea markets. Efficiency consultants proposed laser-printed stickers, but Zara repeated her father's code philosophy. Clicking keys remind stories to breathe, and kept the metal stamps. Mental health honesty pulses through her feed. Zara posts dawn and dusk carousels. First slide, a high-gloss editorial. Second slide, a sobbing screenshot captured after panic spirals. She shares grounding mantras taught by Turkana elders, breathing along the count of distant thunder. Partnering with a Tennessee counseling service, she arranged sliding scale sessions for followers. 82,000 have enrolled, many citing her vulnerability as the first crack in their silence. Community events bloom like wildebeest crossings under full moonlight. Desert glitter walks invite supporters to stride dried riverbeds at dusk, reflective powder sparkling under headlamps. Ticket profits fund boreholes and Shamba Stitches bursaries. Local vendors report 20% revenue spikes on walk nights, proof that shimmering skin can irrigate entire economy. Future horizons shine bright. Zara is drafting a memoir titled Savannah Stardust, already snapped up by publishers in 7 languages and set for next autumn. Netflix greenlit a docuseries that follows her across the Rift Valley, sourcing indigenous dyes for size-inclusive resort wear. Puma is co-designing a sneaker called Desert Bloom, featuring adjustable straps for wider feet and sand-resistant mesh. 10% of profits will fuel Shamba Stitches' expansion. If Zara Nyong's journey from bottle-cap school uniforms to global runways sparked a sunrise inside you, press like, tap subscribe, and tell us in the comments which scene glows loudest: the Aurora Tea rooftop or the ankle-nibbling goat. Open the description for Nyota Glow links, Shamba Stitches applications, and tonight's tuk-tuk recipe for pepper dust chapati. Remember, every curve can cast a constellation across dunes. Every scar can shimmer under stardust if you walk tall enough. And mirages lose power when truth walks beside its own light.